Hi everyone, it's time for a new episode. It's been a while since the last one, but that's things that happen. I've been to an event and a lot of mundane work that's got in between me and the practice. And let's be honest, sometimes things doesn't go as you planned, and you shouldn't beat yourself up too much just because you didn't were able to execute the way you wanted to. Give yourself a break and just focus at the long-term goal instead. So a lot of things has happened, and I probably won't have time to bring them all up in this episode, so they'll follow and stay tuned for the next one. This episode is going to be mostly about the tournament I went to, not last weekend, but the weekend before in Arnhem. It was the Nordic 1000 tournament, which is a beer pit tournament, and I took whole tournament in film analysis of it, or most of it at least, and here are my thoughts about it. Overall, it was a good tournament. It was really good fighting with. Maybe a bit cold because it was minus 10 degrees and snowing in the morning, but it got a bit warmer and the sun showed up, which made it really nice. And there's one problem with fighting in the winter. It can be slippery and the tape keeps falling off and your fingers gets cold. So there are a few downfalls to fighting in winter, but on the other hand, it's much easier to stay cool and not get overheated. So the tournament went on for 1 minute. The fighting went on for 1 minute. 1 hour and 18 minutes when I when I edited the video, and went pretty well. One thing I really enjoyed that after the tournament, I wasn't super tired. So all the training I've been doing actually giving me some very nice results. So we fought for almost an hour and a half, and I could have gone a bit more afterwards. It felt really nice. The second thing is I took 2 breaks during the tournament. Once to warm up my hands because they got a bit cold in the beginning. And the second, I took a bit longer break to take a sip of water and just compose myself. I think I had a rather good mindset during the tournament to keep in mind the victory conditions that I set for myself to the tournament. The victory conditions were to keep on moving and try to seize the initiative in each bout, to have control of the initiative. I want to put a lot of pressure, or at least some pressure, at my opponent. I wanted to do some feints and get some feedback from the paint that they were believable. So I got my opponent to freeze or flinch or parry something while I tried to hit them. And I wanted to be safe in each bout. What I also added during the tournament, that as soon as a new opponent stepped up to the bout, I tried to think to myself, now this bout is the final. This is the crown final. And I tried to tell myself to keep on that every new bout is the crown final, just to get focused on every bout. And I also told myself to, because the first part of the tournament, I was a bit stressed. I wanted too much in the beginning, so I didn't have the patience to relax and just do what I wanted to do. I done the statistics, because I do statistics to all tournaments that I had on film in Excel sheet, where I record where the bout starts, if I won or lost, how did I win, where did the killing shot come from, or if it was a double kill, and some comments what I did good or what I can do better. So that's all been done, and that takes quite a while. I also got some good feedback from my very good friend and mentor, if I can say, Duke Branos, that I'll tell you later. I'm going to show you 3 clips of things that I'm somewhat pleased with, and where you can also see the tendency where I'm doing it wrong with things that I need to work on. So the first clip is this one, where I go against Sir Mikael Caro. And it's quite early in the tournament. And what we'll see, or at least in my side, because this is my interpretation and my analysis, you are very welcome to come with comments if you see something more or something else, or if you disagree with me. But this first bout, I started to put up a small feint to go for an inside jab, and it did react it, but not very much, which meant that I thought that I could hit that sweet spot on the temple of his head with a quick shot, because I didn't parry enough. And watch the video and see what happens.
Ready? 1 minute, brother. Lay on. Thank you.
The next video you'll see here is that I'm moving backwards. And here you see some things that I need to work on also. I shouldn't move that much lateral backwards. I should try to move more to the side much quicker when I'm trying to get out of edge of measure of my opponent. But I will also see that I'm quite pleased with is that while moving backwards, I can throw a good leg shot and hit it. What you also see is me leaning far too much to the right. A lot of my leg shots, I lean too much down to my right side, and my feet are too wide apart while moving. So I have to work on my feet a lot more to get them a bit narrower and move a lot more to the side. But watch the video and see if you agree with me.
Ready? Yep. Lay on.
The third video I'm going to show you is again a leg shot, but this time in my head I tried to put a lot of pressure top on his head, and I wanted him to come to me so I could take his left while he's stepping forward. Because my opponent, Duke Sven, he walks with, as you walk normally, right and left. So at some point his right leg would come out so I can take the inside of his leg instead. And here I try to push pressure moving backwards, and when he steps I try to clip his leg on the inside thigh. See if it worked. So that was 3 clips from this tournament that I'm quite pleased with. There were more things that we're pleased with, but a lot of things that I need to work on a bit more. Some of the feedback gotten is that I need to relax my hand so that my shield edge, or the point of my shield, drops down a little bit and protect my legs. And what I also need to work quite a lot with is my footwork, as always. I need to get my feet a bit together and take smaller steps coming in and out of edge of measure. And I also need to watch out for leaning too much right. I think I'm overdoing the feint to the legs. Or when I go for the leg shot, I lean way too much to the right, which also need to be practiced. Another thing that I saw, that I often start walking to right instead of left. So I need to exchange both going left and right and having more movement to either side. So that was a quick or very short review of some of the films in my tournament. I watched it all several times, and I'll probably watch it a bit more to see what I can work on, because this coming weekend I'm going over to Styringheim to join their practice, where I then can work on these things that need to go better. So weekend conditions for the coming week will be footwork. Take smaller steps when you're entering or exiting edge of measure, and also try to do them both to the left and to the right, so more lateral movement from side to side. Continue to work on the feints and the pressure, and use the gaps I get when I make a good feint. A lot of times I make a feint and then I move away immediately, so I can't use the gap that I have created. So I need to make a feint, use the gap. There's also a good point at making a feint and then moving out just to be safe and see what happens, and then try to do it again later. But you have to take both of them. And I also need to continue to use my patience and be safe at all points. So this was this day's thoughts. Thanks for watching, and please come with comments if there's anything else you see, or if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask them. Thank you.